It is a blessing to stand in service to a mission that's rooted in justice. It is a blessing to be part of an organization that spent more than 40 years fighting for equity and opening doors and convening community and insisting that Black people deserve access, opportunity, dignity, and the full freedom to thrive. Because this work is not separate from us. We are the work. Our stories are in the work, our families are in the work, our children and our neighborhoods and our dreams and our struggles, our victories and our future are all in this work. Tonight, the room is filled with beauty, with joy, with purpose, and possibility. It's filled with people who believe that our communities are worth fighting for. Oppression may create the illusion of advantage for some, but exclusion is expensive. Thriving communities create thriving cities. Thriving cities create thriving economies, and thriving economies require broad participation. So the time for Black communities to simply be celebrated for our resilience has passed. We've been resilient, and our elders have been resilient, our communities have been resilient. Last year, we watched diversity, equity, and inclusion be dismantled, and with that came attacks on educational access, voting rights, books, history, truth, and even more attacks on opportunity. We've watched wealth gaps grow, housing has become less attainable, healthcare outcomes remain unequal, economic mobility has remained harder, and institutions that were never designed for our success became even less interested in pretending they were. And despite all the progress we rightly celebrate, Black people are still being pushed to the margins of systems that we help build, cities we help sustain, and institutions our dollars continue to support. We're underprotected and underestimated. We're still navigating spaces where our presence is tolerated but not respected, where our money and talents are welcomed but our humanity is questioned, and where our dignity can feel optional the moment we demand to be treated as fully human. So today I show up relentless. Relentless in the face of barriers and in the pursuit of dignity, relentless in demanding opportunity, relentless in building ownership for me, for you, and for ABC. Relentless in creating pathways and relentless in protecting our communities, relentless in holding systems accountable and relentless in holding ourselves accountable. Relentless in refusing to accept survival as the goal when liberation is still the promise. Because through it all, we must keep rising and leading and building. We must keep imagining something better, not only for ourselves, but for every generation coming behind us. And that is why the call of this moment is not to lose ourselves in despair. If we believe in the work, we have to help carry the load. And ABC needs people who will lean in to defend the work and to fund our mission, to believe that change is still within reach, because we don't have to participate in everything that's designed to destroy us. We do not have to participate in systems set up to divide us. We do not have to participate in fear, in disgust, or in exhaustion as our identity. We don't have to participate in the constant comparison of harm, competing over who suffered more, not across communities, not within our own community, not between generations, and not between neighborhoods. Because pain is not competition, and there is no trophy for trauma. So what if? What if we stop letting the world divide us into smaller and smaller groups of wounded people? And what if we stopped allowing systems to exhaust us so deeply that we lose the energy to fight? What if we stopped arguing over who deserves compassion and decided that all of us do? What if we understood that liberation is not just freedom from oppression, but freedom to own, to build, to lead, to rest, to dream, and to leave something behind? And what if tonight we decided here and now that liberation is not negotiable? Because the world won't change simply because we keep naming what's wrong. The world will change when we decide together to actively and intentionally solve for what is possible. And that responsibility belongs to all of us, across race and background and lived experience and title and neighborhood and institution. Because we've become accustomed to surviving individually in such that collective action now feels unnatural. We're easily convinced that there's not enough and convinced that competition trumps collaboration. We're convinced to distrust one another and to tear down the very people trying to build. And once we do that work ourselves, others don't have to. And today, ABC is still carrying that wisdom and strength. But we're also looking to do what this moment requires. To build pathways, to open doors, to develop leaders, to create opportunities, to build power, and to lead system strategy. Because we understand the need and the importance of helping people get through crisis, but also asking, how do we help our communities build assets? How do we create ownership? How do we expand access to investment? And how do we help Black families, workers, entrepreneurs, and leaders create generational wealth? We're focused on economic mobility because true liberation must include the ability to own and to build and to invest. Imagine what we could build together, and know the conditions aren't perfect, but imagine that the possibility and the opportunity is there, and it might just be waiting for us to act together. Thank you for believing in the mission and the work of Associated Black Charities.